y'all, I just wanted to step away from the lights, camera, action for a second, okay? So I wanted to tell you guys my story about my style journey, okay, for what I'm trying to help y'all with. So when I say I'm trying to transform millions of women that look like me, from hoochie to elegant, like, I'm not playing, y'all. Like, let me tell y'all what I went through. And let me pretty much explain to you guys how I was my own social experiment, okay? So let me take y'all back. So before I was an entrepreneur, like, I'm pretty sure this is before I was self-employed. Yeah, this is before I was, like, right before I was self-employed, okay, and working for myself. I was working at this place and I wasn't getting paid much. How were the bills getting paid? The Lord was paying them, okay? Like, it was ridiculous. Now, in those times, like, of course, money was tight. And I just wasn't in the space that I wanted to be in life, okay? So I was working at this job and the commute to this job was ridiculous, okay? From where I was living then to where the job was, like, I want to say that was like 30 minutes, a good 30 minutes with no traffic. So imagine what it was like when I was in traffic going to work, because I had to be there at 7. It was horrible, okay? It was absolutely horrible. So anyways, it was bad. I wasn't just in a good space at that time. I want to say I had like a touch of depression. Things just weren't great at that time. I wanted much more out of life. I wanted to be, you know, more financially independent at least. I just didn't like how anything was going. Nothing at that time in my life was going right, y'all. Nothing in that time was going right. And that's probably why I was a little bit depressed. I expected more out of myself. I knew that I could do more and be more, okay, if that makes sense. But I just didn't know how to get there. I knew I wanted to work for myself, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. It was a whole thing. Your girl was confused. So anyways, at that time, you know, to cheer myself up, because I've always been into fashion. And I always said that, oh, I've always been into fashion. But now I don't give a shit about fashion. It's about style. Style is what I care about. And I can tell y'all, like, in another video now, because this one's going to be a little lengthy. Let me not waste all your time now. But it's always been more about style for me. But I didn't know that until years later. But that's a whole nother story. Anyway, so I wanted to cheer myself up, and I wanted to, you know, I didn't have any bills to pay a certain week, so I just wanted to give myself a makeover. And I went to this store that I lived by, and they had all the cute stuff, all the cute hoochie stuff in the whole store. Excuse me, I'm sorry, y'all. That was a little hiccup burp. Excuse me. But they had all the hoochie stuff, all the cute hoochie stuff, okay? And then even the stuff that you need for underneath the hoochie stuff. So, like, you know, like nipple covers, and I don't even know if I can say that on here, but coverings for underneath your see-through clothes, okay? Let's just leave that there. So when I went to this store, like, and I remember going to the store before when I was younger with my mom, but it used to be a whole different store back in the day. Like, I'm just so old, but and I'm not young, but I'm just saying. But anyway, so I went to the store and I got all this stuff because I was like, oh, I'm about to be cute. I'm about to be like, you can't tell me nothing. And, you know, of course it was cheap, so I was like, you know, balling on a budget. So I went and I got these clothes or whatever, and so now I'm wearing these clothes and I'm, you know, just out here bebopping. Like, I just thought I was just, you couldn't tell me nothing, like, when I was wearing these clothes, right? But then I realized, like, because at this time I was, you know, getting to that point where I'm like, I mean, this stuff is okay, but it's what I've been wearing, so I'm kind of used to it. But I should have been elevating at that point, but I wasn't. So what happened with that? When I was wearing these clothes, I felt like very insecure because I was so exposed in different areas, and I was just like, you know, instead of coming into the store and just doing what I have to do and leave, I'm more worried about, like, okay, well, who's looking at me? What's going on? Like, oh, should I cover this up? Oh. That's what I was worried about, you know, and that made me feel insecure. And what's the point of having these clothes and wearing these clothes if you feel insecure? that was dumb of me. That's red flag number one for myself. So there was that. But also I was being like disregarded by random people, you guys. Random people, okay? When I would need help in a store or whatever, it was just like, oh, go get it. It's right here. You know, we all know that customer service isn't real anymore. We know that. What customer service, what is that? Who is she? We don't know this these days. It's a different day and age. But even though like the bare minimum wasn't even getting done for me, because when I would ask people questions, it would just be like like, girl, bye. You know, that's how people were treating me. And we could be here all day with those kind of examples, but I was really being disregarded by people and disrespected, of course, because of what I was wearing. People thought that they could approach me any kind of way. People, men, thought they could approach me any kind of way. You know what I mean? And I don't know what video I told that story in, but there was a man who just called me out, and I was so embarrassed because I guess he was trying to talk to me, but he was like doing it in an obnoxious way. It was so embarrassing. It was so embarrassing. And that right there was like the time where I was like, you know what, this isn't fun anymore. Like, I don't like what I'm wearing. This is crazy. And on top of that, because y'all know me, I'm a stylist, so I know how to dress. But tell me why I'm going in the store and all these other people are wearing like pretty much the same thing I got on. That's not cute. That's embarrassing. Why we got the same thing? We twins. I didn't call you before I came to this store so we can show up with the same thing. That is not cute. So I was just like, no ma'am, I just need to change what I'm doing and what I'm wearing. So it got to the point where I just didn't even like shopping at one point in time. Now I know for regular people, okay, who hire people like me, you don't want to shop because it's overwhelming. You just don't like shopping. That's understandable. I love shopping. Duh. If I'm getting paid to do it for other people, of course I love shopping. So with that being said, the fact that I was just like, I'm not even interested in shopping for my own things anymore, it just got to a point where I was like, something needs to change because I'm not happy, you know, and it's stressful when I have to go out because everything that I had in my closet was all the hoochie gear, okay? Hoochied up head to toe. And it was just stressful for me because when I had to be at a place when I'm gonna be around somebody, like, I don't know, somebody's parents or even my own parents, well, they're exempt, but you know, be around certain people or in a certain atmosphere where I had to dress a little more appropriate. Like, you can still be casual, but you know, like, put on some jeans and a top that covers everything, right? Who had that? Because it wasn't me. It was not me, okay? And I was just like, oh my gosh, like, this is horrible. So what I ended up doing one day, because I was just tired of feeling the way I felt, like my mind was messed up. I wasn't happy with myself. I wasn't happy with everything that was going on. I was tired of it. And this is the one thing that I had control over. So I literally took all these clothes, everything. Now, I told a bit of this story, but this is just the whole version of it. I took all of the clothes out of my closet, all the clothes, okay? Everything that was too short, too tight, inappropriate cutouts, mesh, see-through, all the things, okay? I took everything out of my closet and I like literally put everything in trash bags. Trash. I didn't throw them away though, because that's rude to the environment. But I donated them because, you know, somebody else can wear that type of stuff. And they weren't in bad condition at all. Some of the stuff I hadn't even worn yet still has tags on them. So, you know, I just went ahead and donated them because, you know, some little 20-year-old, this will be cute on them. But for me, it was just like, girl, no, this is not you. You don't like this stuff. You're not happy wearing this stuff. What are you doing? Packages would show up of stuff that I would order, and I'm just looking through it like, oh, okay. That's not normal for me. So I had to completely like just change everything I had going on. And I knew how I wanted to look, but I guess I just didn't know. It was just overwhelming for me to figure out like, okay, well, what do I do? Because at that time, I didn't just have the money to like, you know, oh, let me just run straight in Saks and just like ball out of control. Let me just run straight into Neiman's. Like, no, I didn't have the money back then to do that. So I was like, well, how do I look nice and get more quality things if I can't do this? So I had to get creative, right? So when I did that and I bought things and I completely just renewed my whole wardrobe, which I would have had to do anyways, because at this point I didn't have many clothes. Like, I had to go through and get all the things again. And because the clothes I had were like boring stuff, like, you know, stuff that I could wear to a job interview for a boring job, or a church, you know. So it was just like, oh, okay, like, this is a very, I don't want to wear that. I'm just going to the park or something, like, you know. They were boring stuff that I had, and it was just a few pieces. So of course I had to build it back up, but I understood that and I was ready to do it. Okay, I didn't feel like, oh my God, all my clothes are gone. No, I had to get myself prepared for the new me. Okay, for the new and improved me. So once I renewed my whole situation that I had going on, let me tell you something. It's different. When I tell you it's different on this side of things, I'm telling you the truth because I've done it. I'm not just telling y'all what I think y'all want to hear, or telling y'all something to, you know, just have something to say. Like, no, it's different on this side. Okay, it's so different. So at first I was a little nervous because I was thinking that, ooh, I don't know, because I've never like worn this kind of stuff. Like, I don't know if like people are gonna be looking at me crazy. I don't know why I was thinking that, but I just thought that. So I was a little nervous at first because I'm used to a certain kind of attention, and I was like, well, I just want to wear something that's more me, and but that still looks good. So girl, when I tell you, it's completely different now. So of course I was getting kind of compliments before, but not really, because people would just kind of look at me up and down, like, you know. But now when people look at me up and down, like, it's more like intimidation for some reason. And I'm not gonna say for some reason, because I look the part. I look like I'm about business. That's why it's intimidation. But at the same time, it's like, it's no need to act like that towards me, because I'm the sweetest person you can meet. I promise. If y'all see me in the street, just say hey. I'll be like, oh, good morning. Who are you? But yeah, y'all, it's different on this side of town. Like, on this side of town, yes, on this, the more elegant, the more sophisticated side of town. Okay, when I got my grown woman style, that's why I always tell y'all, this is when I got into my grown woman style. So the way I dress now is not the way I was dressing, you know, 10 years from now, or whatever, 10 years ago. Okay, it's not that anymore, and I feel better. I feel I get more respect. You know, people are approaching me in stupid ways. People are approaching me like I should be approached. Okay, like a lady should be approached. That's how people are approaching me. And I'm talking about people like everybody, okay? People are going out of their way like, oh, ma'am, do you need help to your car? Do you need this? Or, ma'am, can I do it? It's always a ma'am this, ma'am that. But before, a few years ago, it was none of that. I was just being ignored. Okay, so it's just a whole different ball game over here. And I promise, whenever you decide that you want to do your journey and start your journey to transform from Hoochie to elegant, let me tell you, I'm gonna be the first one on the side of the gates like, hey girl, where you been? Because it's great. Like, you just feel so much better. Like, I feel so much more confident, and I just feel clean, fresh, and new. It just feels so great. And I told this story to somebody else specifically about my journey and everything that I told y'all, probably even like a longer version. And I said that it felt like a style baptism. Now, let me say something. When I say that, I'm not mimicking my religion. Okay, I'm not doing that, but that's how it really felt. I felt renewed. I felt like just a brand new me. It felt good. So, you know, it's great. It's great over here. Now, I just wanted to tell y'all my story because I know I have some naysayers out there who feel like, oh, style doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you wear. It matters about this and that. Everything else matters, yes, but style actually does matter. Forget about what it does for what other people think. Nobody cares about that. Now watch that one other video that I have about nobody cares, I think it's titled. I'm not worried about what other people think. I don't care. But at the same time, when you are actually dressing in a certain way, it can change things. It can change your mindset. It can change your mood. It can boost your confidence. It can do all the things. So if anybody out there is saying, oh, it doesn't matter, that's not you, that's not you, watch the millions of TED Talks about this. Read the millions of books about this. Come on now. There's like the research is out there, okay? Even Forbes, I read this article in the Forbes list about how dressing for success is like something that you have to do. Like when you dress a certain way, you do more, you accomplish more, okay? So that's just something to think about, you know, for the people out there, and just telling y'all my journey, because I'm not just out here trying to tell women what to do or even judging, because I was there where I was dressing like this and I was like, why am I doing this? This isn't even me. I was there, and I know there's somebody out there who's like how I was as well, and it's okay. It might be scary to come forward, but that's okay. I am here to serve you, like I always say. But thank y'all for listening to my video, my style journey. Thank you so much. I had to get that off my chest because y'all don't know what I went through, okay? I wasted a whole bunch of money paying for all those clothes that did absolutely nothing for me, that I ended up just donating, okay? Most of them didn't even wear. So that's just something to think about. But in the meantime, make sure y'all stay tuned. I will see y'all in my next video. I'm here to serve y'all. Make sure y'all get dressed, okay? All right, bye.